Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Checkdown with Coach Mitchell. You're watching the Maverick Media Network. I'm your host. My name is Brian Hardy. Coach Perry is back with us, our athletic director here at Germantown. Coach, it's really, really good to see you.
Good to be here. Had a tough week last week, but back on the mend and looking forward to this week at Germantown.
Well, you got a busy week ahead of you, and we have a special guest with us today, Miss Dana Kinsley, our social media coordinator here at Germantown. And ladies, we are excited to bring to you another lady that is involved with our athletic department. So we deployed our research team out there to find out kind of what the breakdown was of our viewers, and the research has come back. The numbers are in, and they said that we only had a few ladies that were tuning in, so we wanted to try to change those numbers. Here we are. But one of those was my mom, by the way. And she is a faithful viewer of the Checkdown. And my dear sweet wife is also a member. She watched one of the episodes that our son was in, she said, but didn't watch the entire one.
Just watched his part.
Just a little bit. But let's talk a little bit about social media. And it's come a long way, not just here at Germantown, but just in general. Take us back to when you first kind of took this over, how you ended up with it, and where it's gone from there.
So Coach Perry approached me about it. Probably it was 2019, 2020, a few months before COVID started, honestly. And so I accepted that, not knowing how big of a job it was going to be. Because COVID really pushed social media even more than it was. So I kind of started a few months before that, and then COVID kind of upped that. And so that kind of became where everybody's looking for stuff now. So that's kind of how it started. So it's been, I guess, 4 years or so. So we have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and a Twitter page. And then this year we also have a YouTube channel where we post all of our videos on, just in case you ever want to go back, because we do post a lot of stuff, so it's kind of hard sometimes to find those in the feeds.
We have come a long way.
But we have come a long way.
Well, and you also did a great job of incorporating our students into all of that. Talk a little bit about that and what that class was, what all entailed, with that class, and how our students are involved with our social media.
So once I started doing social media, we were kind of pushing to have a class here where the kids could be more part of it, and honestly, so they could share some of the load, because it's a lot. So when Dr. Quick was here, I talked to him about, we need some kind of class where these kids can help create these different graphics and all of that. And so 2 years ago, we started broadcast journalism. And so I did that class for 2 years. And so the kids, the first year, I think we had maybe 10 or 12 kids, just enough to have a class. Yeah. And then last year it was 20 or 24. And so honestly, they are the ones who create the graphics for the most part. We kind of help them create the templates. They help create videos, just a lot of different things that nobody really knows what's going on. So they'll kind of create those, and then I can download and post those as well. And so we kind of work together. It's kind of a team effort there where we kind of guide them, but we want it to be their stuff. And they are very proud of it, and they like seeing their own pictures on the post, or pictures of their friends on the post. So it has been a way to get them involved, because we also want them to follow us as well. So we want them to enjoy seeing all of their accomplishments.
Well, you've done an amazing job, Dana, with all of our social media, and I know Coach Perry leans on your advice and the way that we can reach the community through social media a lot. Coach, do you want to talk a little bit about the job Dana does?
Yeah, I can't tell you where we'd be without her.
Yeah.
I even have an Instagram page because of Dana right now. I don't use it a whole lot, but I do have it. Back in 2019, we were tweeting, basically, is what we were doing, and if that's the right word. But from that point to where we are now, we're killing it now, and that's all because of Dana. We're able to provide information to Dana, but Dana's the one that gets it out there and makes it happen. So proud of her, proud of what she does for our school.
We got a busy week. And Coach Perry calls a Monday morning meeting every week, and we sit down and we talk about the different activities and the different ball games and where everybody's going and who's going to cover this and all that. And we met this past week, and it's here. So homecoming 2024 here at Germantown, and it's going to be very busy. Can you kind of update us? I know you've got a graphic going out. You got your phone. We'll make sure we get all this right, but let's try to let everyone know exactly what to expect. We've got our community-wide pep rally here tomorrow night at Germantown High School, and we encourage as many of you to attend. If you've never been, you don't want to miss this. It's a really, really good time. You can bring the family out. Kids love it. And kind of give us that schedule that we're going to follow tomorrow night.
Yes, so we posted this on all of our social media pages on Sunday, and then it will be posted again Thursday morning, so tomorrow morning. But at 5 o'clock, we're going to have food trucks and inflatables at Germantown High School. The food trucks will be near the field house and the cafeteria, and the inflatables will be on the baseball field. So we'll have those available for anybody who would like to do that. At 6 o'clock, the parade is going to start, and it starts at Germantown Middle School. It goes down Calhoun, and then it comes back onto the high school campus and loops through, and then it ends on the football field. So all of the floats will end on the football field as kind of a backdrop, so you can kind of see them all in one spot, and that's where they will be judged as well. So that's at 6. The parade will probably last 30 or 40 minutes or so. And then at 7:30 is when the community-wide pep rally is going to start. And that's really a good chance for you to see all that Germantown has. And so we'll get to see the middle school cheer and dance teams, the high school cheer and dance teams. The band will be playing some. We're going to recognize our volleyball Little Six championships, our football Little Six, and baseball. So we have 3 different groups that we're going to introduce to you on the field and recognize them and congratulate them on all that they've done. And then also the homecoming court is going to be presented at the end of that. And then at the end of it all, the fireworks will happen. So that's kind of how we wrap up the night. So it's just a really fun night for the whole community. Like you said, kids love it. Parents love it. It's just, I would encourage you to come at 5 and just stay till the end.
And we take a lot of pride in this. I mean, literally, I know
It's
we
come a
talked
long
about
way
a meeting
today.
on Monday, but we start planning for the community-wide pep rally the day
Yeah.
after the community-wide pep rally from last year. So we've made adjustments. We've tried to make it better. A couple of things for me about the community-wide pep rally for tomorrow. We're going to try to keep our parking lot clear between the field house and the cafeteria. So if anybody could help us with that, parking the big parking lot. The baseball softball parking lot will need to be clear because we are shooting fireworks, and it does put off a residue, and you don't want that on your vehicle. So Coach Hardy and I, that's our job every year. We work on getting those cleared out. So
We will not be shooting the fireworks.
we will not be shooting the fireworks, that is for sure. But yeah, a lot of planning goes into it. We're really proud of it. I think it's a big deal. I mean, I think it's a must for us.
You had an early morning start today.
I did.
Talk a little bit about what's going on outside of football right now with our fall sports.
I did. I got up early and drove over to Patrick Farms to watch our golf team, boys and girls golf team, tee off this morning in some frigid weather. It was chilly, and I didn't have enough clothes. But yeah, they got off to a good start. I didn't get to watch them play the whole thing, but they're going to play well. They're going to qualify for the state tournament, which will be the girls is actually next week, and so we're excited. We're excited for both of them. We think they're going to do great things. Our middle school cross country team actually competed yesterday in the MHSAA meet. Both of those teams finished 8th, and there's this name again, Perry Hurst.
Yeah.
Won again, and I think somebody told me he had an undefeated season. I don't know how many times you get to do that in cross country, but I'm looking forward to seeing him move up to the high school ranks and running for us. Our high school actually heads over to Choctaw Trails tomorrow, and for that state meet. So we're excited about it. We'll see how they finish there. So. Volleyball, obviously, we lost in the North State match the other night, had a great season, defeated Oxford and DeSoto Central to get to that point. When you get to a point where there's only 4 teams left in 7A, that's a big deal. And they had a great season, proud of Coach Sharp and her staff and our players. So, and obviously got a big homecoming game Friday night. And not only homecoming, it's a big district game, and we need to get some of these. And so we're excited about all that. We got some alumni coming in. for the football game. Looking forward to seeing them. Homecoming court's going out at halftime, and it's going to be a big night. A lot going on.
Well, you have now had your opportunity to sit in the chair. So we look forward, Coach and I do, to watching your career just immediately springboard. Take off. And
If it can get any bigger.
I don't know that it can. So we're really going to face a big challenge deciding whether or not this chair is what we've made it out to be. But we
Still
do.
not done with the superintendent. We're going to work on it.
We've got to circle back and find out. I also reached out to George Strait as well, but we hadn't heard anything from either one of those yet. So anyway, we thank you, Dana, for everything that you do here. You've done it for years, and you continue to do it, and we look forward to seeing all of your work and the work that goes into the things that you've done in the past just continue to get better. And we're going to move into our next segment here in a moment. We're going to take a quick break, and Seth is behind the camera. Seth Cowart, Sr. We had on the show last week, and I think it's my week to pick the music, isn't it? Again, yeah. I think it's again. We alternate who picks the music, but let's take it out to a little Proud Mary today. How about that? Thank you for tuning in and watching, and be sure to make it out to the community-wide pep rally. We're going to pause for 30 seconds. We'll be right back.
Working for the man every night and day.
At Community Bank, we don't just work for you. We live where you live. Play where you play.
Hey guys. Oh, hey, Catherine. Hey, I wanted to tell you in person. We're all set and ready to close.
Yes, we got the house. Oh my God.
And we believe every milestone,
Thank you so much.
every victory should be celebrated. Community Bank, committed to our community.
Saw the good side of the city until I hits the ride on the riverboat.
Welcome back. We are joined by Simon Naylor, senior kicker here at Germantown. Coach Mitchell has stopped by. I'm going to let him introduce Simon in this segment of the Checkdown with Coach Mitchell. Coach, tell us a little bit about Simon.
Yeah, Simon's our kicker. He's a really, really exceptional player. Been a weapon for us past 3 years, kicking off, kicking field goals and extra points. He's a guy who helps our defense because most of the time he puts it in the end zone and forces the other team to start on the 20-yard line. So when teams get the ball against us, a lot of times they've got to drive the length of the field, and that's because he's a weapon. Simon's a guy that's a multi-sport athlete. He's a soccer player. He can run. Really, really good athlete. He's not just a kicker, he's an athlete. So we're proud of him and all the accomplishments that he's had on the soccer field and on the football field. He recently was named to the Bernard Blackwell North-South All-Star game, so it's nice to get the gratification of those honors. And he, along with two other players, Ryan White Jr. made the Mississippi-Alabama game, and Trey Stevenson made the North-South game as a wide receiver. So really proud of Simon and everything he's done to further our football team and our athletic program as a whole.
Simon, Coach has touched on how much of a weapon you are with our kicking game, and he's talked a lot about it. I don't know, have you seen our show yet?
Yes, sir. I seen it recently when you guys interviewed Braden Quick. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Coach has mentioned practically every show a little bit about what type of asset you are to our football team. Walk us back to when football first started for you.
Football first started for me when I was I recently started in 8th grade. One of my friends told me to just go out there and kick because, like he said, basically, you play soccer, you might as well go kick. I was like, all right, man, I'll go give it a try. And ever since then, it's just been a rocket up.
Well, you've got a powerful leg. You really do. I enjoy watching you go out there and you kick that thing almost all the way across campus. You really do a great job. I enjoy watching that. It's always fun to watch, in my opinion, a good kicker. You don't see a lot of those coaching in high school anymore. But tell us what it means to be named to this Bernard Blackwell All-Star game. That game, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, be played in December down at Gulfport High School.
Yes, sir.
And we just recently found out that you were selected to that ball game. I know that makes you proud.
Yes, sir. It does make me proud. It's an honor, and I'm just really excited to be able to play in that game and represent Germantown High School and represent my mom and like all the effort she did for me to be able to perform at the level I'm at. And it's just really an honor.
Talk about your scholarship offers, Simon. He's got a few scholarship offers, and hopefully at this All-Star game you'll be able to go down there and showcase your skills and get a few more. So talk about what you got going on in that regard and what your plans are for college next year, and kind of let everybody know where you're headed.
Yes, sir. So I have offers from Mississippi Valley and Southwest, Colin, and Holmes. So those offers, I'm really grateful for those offers. And I recently went on a unofficial visit to Ole Miss, and it was really exciting. That was my first time ever being at a college game. And going to this All-Star game is going to hopefully be able to put my name more out there for more coaches to be able to see.
That's awesome, man. We're glad that making that decision in 8th grade to be a part of the program is opening some doors for you.
Yes, sir.
Well, we appreciate you coming by, Simon, and we wish you the best of luck in the All-Star game. Got a lot of business to take care of here at Germantown before we get to that point. So looking forward to seeing what you do the rest of the season and help our Maverick football team get through this division and into the playoffs and finish strong with another good year. We're going to wrap things up here. Simon, again, we appreciate you coming by.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for all you do here at Germantown, not only for our football program, our soccer program, but just walking the halls and the example you are to all of our junior Mavs out in the community that one day want to come to Germantown, get on that football field and be just like you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
We're going to take a quick
Good job,
break.
Simon.
When we come back, we will sit down with Coach Mitchell and we will recap a little bit of the Starkville game and preview our game coming up this Friday night, homecoming game against Tupelo. We'll be right back after these messages.
At Davini Equipment, community matters. We're the hometown name you can trust, serving the community for over 50 years. As one of the oldest Kubota dealers in the U.S., we've been selling tough, durable equipment for residential and commercial buyers. Davini and Kubota are synonymous for quality and dependability. We're locally owned and operated, so when you come to Davini, we'll treat you like family. Come see us at Davini Equipment, with 2 locations in Madison and Jackson.
Brecken Akins, and we're joined here with Coach Mitchell today, and he's going to be showing us a new play today.
All right, thank you for having me, Brecken. This is a play, going back to the Gentry game that we executed well that we're going to be going over. Gentry's playing a zone defense. They're in a cover 3, which means they got 3 deep players. So the 2 cornerbacks here and here, they're taught to be as wide as the widest offensive player and as deep as the deepest offensive player. So what we tried to do was use a little motion to get our tight end open, and it worked really well in the game. Kids did a really nice job of executing it. So what the motion we used is we sent the running back right here past the tight end. So when he goes past the tight end, this corner, who's taught to be as wide as the widest and deep as the deepest, and Brecken understands coverage because he's a quarterback, he widens with the motion. And when he widens, it opens up our tight end to come right down the middle. So just going back again to the defense's reaction to the motion. You'll see the corner widen with the motion, which opens up the tight end right down the middle. And that's Will Harris. He does a really nice job of getting a clean release off the line of scrimmage. None of their defenders get their hands on him or grab him. He gets out. Our quarterback right here, Rhett Murphy, he does a nice job of throwing the ball with some touch over the linebacker. He doesn't throw a line drive, and he doesn't throw a floater either. If he floats this ball, this safety, who's the deep middle player, will have time to get over and knock it loose. So he throws a good, what we call number 2 ball, which is somewhere between the line drive and a floater. So it's got enough air under it to get over the linebacker's head, but it's thrown hard enough to get there before the safety can get there. So Rhett puts a really nice ball on him, The offensive line did a great job of giving us time. The other players in the route all ran their routes hard, which is a really important part of getting somebody wide open. You'll see Trey Stevenson, Braden Quick, Joseph Walker, and Nye Johnson all running really hard. It's a team game, right? So we have to get effort out of those that aren't getting the ball as well as the ones that are getting the ball for the team to succeed. And this play is a good example of that. And it's really good execution by our team.
All right. Thank you, Coach Mitchell, for showing us this play today, and we'll be back right after this message.
Elite Physical Therapy wishes all the players a healthy and successful football championship season. Elite is proud to serve the local communities with multiple locations providing secure outpatient therapy and sports medicine services. Our centers specialize in post-op rehabilitation, manual therapy, concussion management, and orthopedics, providing patients convenient scheduling and access to care within 24 hours. If you suffer from an injury, visit myelitept.com to find a center near you. That's myelitept.com. Elite Physical Therapy, proud to serve the state of Mississippi.
Thank you for hanging around. We are back with Coach Mitchell. We're going to sit down and talk briefly. And, Coach, I do mean briefly because I know that you're not interested in talking about the past any more than I am either. But we do need to talk a little bit about last week against Starkville. I know it wasn't the outcome that you wanted, but I know sometimes when we, as coaches, when we get in situations like this, it's more about the learning process of what we're going to do moving forward than it is necessarily the scoreboard.
Well, yeah, the score of the game Friday night was disappointing. Anytime you get beat 42-0, that's not what anybody wants, not what anybody has in mind when they're preparing for a ball game. I thought we had a really good week of practice leading up to it. So, and then to start the game, forced a turnover, got the ball, moving it down the field, had a decent drive, didn't get any points out of it, and things kind of snowballed from there. So disappointed with the outcome of the game. But, when you think about losing and being humiliated, there's some quotes that come to mind from one of the best winners of all time, and that's Bear Bryant. He said people talk about football being a brutal sport. He said, but the only thing brutal about it is losing. So certainly our team felt that Friday night. And another thing is that he said is if you don't ever lose, you don't know how to act. So I was proud of a lot of our kids that battled through adversity and handled themselves well. And that's one of the big lessons you learn in football is how to handle adversity and how to act when things don't go right. So if there's anything to be learned from the loss, it's how to deal with those situations and how to move forward. We're trying to move forward this week against the number one team in the state. I know I don't have to explain to you how brutal this district is. But when you play in Starkville, Tupelo, Madison, Clinton, it's a tough road to hoe, and we've got a lot of respect for those teams. And we're playing another tough one this week. But, we've got to give credit where credit's due. Coach Jones and his staff at Starkville do a really good job. Their kids expect to win. They've got a championship tradition there, and that's where we're trying to get as a program. And hopefully we'll bounce back this week and be more competitive against Tupelo.
Well, Coach, I get the honor of having a front row seat to watching a lot of our coaches here, including yourself, for how they run their programs. And I just want you to know that I know you're bringing that championship mindset here, and you've won championship as a player. You've won national championship as a coach, state championships as a coach. And just watching you and being around your guys this week and the mindset that you're trying to create with them, I want you to know that I have a lot of respect for that. And I know that the kids are listening, they're paying attention. And I'm looking forward to watching them come back and how they react to some of that adversity that you're talking about.
Sure. The only thing we can control is our attitude and our effort at the end of the day. So that's been the message all along through the 5 wins we've had and through the 2 losses we've had, is to just control your attitude, your effort, your energy, and how you treat people on a day-to-day basis. So, that's where our focus will remain, and we're going to move forward each day and try to attack each day and win each day. And if we can put together a bunch of good days, then we'll come out of this thing on the other side as a better football team.
Well, speaking of moving on, let's go ahead and do that. But, again, you talked about the brutality of the division. You got Tupelo coming in, very good team, very strong, powerful. in every aspect of the game. But tell us a little bit about them, what you expect to see.
Yeah, well, they got a really talented roster. They're well coached, sound in all three phases of the game. Really good on offense, defense, and special teams. They probably got one of the best players in the state in their running back. He's a junior running back. He's 225 pounds, and he caught an 80-yard touchdown pass on a vertical Friday night against Madison. So he's a freak athlete, and he's not the only one. They got really, really good D linemen, really, really good O linemen. They got a quarterback that can throw it. They got weapons outside. So it's going to be a tall task for our team. And like I said, in addition to them having all those good players, they're very well organized. They play with a lot of effort. They don't make silly penalties. They don't make a lot of unforced penalties. So, you know, it's going to take a great week of preparation, and it's going to take our team battling in the game and hanging in there with them. And what we're trying to do is put ourselves in a position to be there at the end with a chance. And that's something we've been able to do against good teams in the past, is just find a way to compete, find a way to hang in there. And then, you know, say you make your own breaks in this game. So, you know, when you're talking about hanging in there and being there at the end with a chance, and then the ball bounce your way, well, if we're choosing to step up and make plays and hit that big running back, then the ball may pop loose, you know. But you make your own breaks in this game, and that's what we want to do Friday night.
Well, we got a big week here at Germantown, homecoming week. A lot of different events going on, community-wide pep rally. Of course, we'll have our band performing before the game on Friday night, and then our homecoming performance. Is anything that you've noticed that has been a distraction for these kids, or have they handled that well?
Man, I think these kids are blessed, Brian. We're in a school and a community where we have a lot of excitement. We're going to have a great crowd Friday night. We're going to have a pep rally and a parade tomorrow that they get to be a part of. So we're trying to look at all that with the optimism and the you know, the gratitude that it deserves, because we are in a great school and a great community where people support these kids and are interested in what they're doing, and support them in every way. So we're looking forward to a great event tomorrow night, Thursday night. Hope everybody brings their family out and checks out the parade. We're going to have food trucks and vendors, and going to be judging the floats and having a firework contest tomorrow night. And then Friday night we'll crown a homecoming queen, and it's going to be an exciting time to be on this campus. And we appreciate the atmosphere that our booster clubs and our support groups provide. And like I said, just really fortunate to be a small part of all that.
Well, Coach, thank you again for all you do, and that atmosphere you're talking about. You play a huge part in having created that atmosphere and giving these fans and our community something to come look forward to each Friday night during the fall. It's going to be a great night. We hope you can all come out and be a part of these activities that we talked about. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 30 seconds when we hear from this commercial break. We'll wrap things up here with a check down with Coach Mitchell.
Starting now in Mac Hike in Madison Gluckstadt. No haggle pricing on all used cars in stock. That gives you transparent pricing, absolutely no addendums or extra charges, and certainly no games. No more uncomfortable negotiations. Enjoy not only your vehicle, but the car buying experience. Only in Madison Gluckstadt with no haggle, one price shopping. Shop us online at MacHikeMadison.com. You want a deal? Come get a haggle-free one today at Mac Hike in Madison Gluckstadt.
We're going to close things out today, Coach. Got some important dates coming up that we need to make everyone aware of. If you don't mind giving us those, let's go ahead and do that now, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up for another week of the check down with Coach Mitchell.
Yeah, a couple big dates coming up. Our swim team will be traveling to Tupelo for their state tournament on the 18th. Coach Johnson and her staff will take, I think they had 13 kids qualify for the state meet, so looking forward to that. Girls Golf State Championship will be on the 22nd, 23rd, which was next Monday and Tuesday at Patrick Farms. And then the following Monday and Tuesday, our boys golf team will go to Tunica to play in their state tournament. So looking forward to that. They got a chance to finish really well there.
We'll be sure and invite you to come out again to our community-wide pep rally tomorrow night. followed by Friday night football, homecoming here at Germantown. We'll get to see our band perform before the ball game. We'll have our homecoming activities there at halftime, and a big division matchup between Germantown Mavericks and Tupelo Golden Wave. Also, this weekend, Saturday night, we'll have our homecoming dance, and again next week, Coach Perry mentioned the different events that we've got coming up. We thank you for tuning in this week. We hope that you enjoyed our show. We hope you'll be back next week as we have another episode ready for the Checkdown with Coach Mitchell. Coach Perry, again, glad to have you back, brother.
Glad to be here.
Glad that you're feeling well. Glad everybody's back at work and everything's back to normal.
That's right. I like normalcy.
Absolutely. For Coach Greg Perry, my name is Brian Hardy. Again, we thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Checkdown with Coach Mitchell. Look forward to seeing you next week. And remember, nothing brings us together quite like Maverick Athletics.